Why is Japan sinking a $900 million submarine? What does this have to do with China? You might be wondering, what am I talking about? Well, it's not a new development. In fact, Japan has been doing this for years now. They're sinking their submarines to send a message to China. Let me explain. In recent years, China has become increasingly aggressive as South China Sea. They've built artificial islands and military bases there. And they've also conducted military drills near those islands. Now, this has worried many countries in the region, including Japan. China's expanding its reach and power in the South China Sea, and Japan is worried that this could threaten their own interests in the region. If you're enjoying this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and tap that bell. Now, let's dive back in. So what are they doing about it? Well, they're preparing for a fight. They're building up their own military capabilities in the region. One of the key elements of Japan's defense strategy is its fleet of submarines. Submarines are an important part of any navy because they're difficult to detect and track. This makes them ideal for a variety of military operations, including intelligence gathering, mine-laying and attacking ships and submarines. Japan currently has a fleet of 16 submarines. These submarines are all diesel-electric powered. This means that they can travel on the surface of the water like any other ship. But once they dive underwater, they become very difficult to detect. Japanese submarines are also equipped with a variety of weapons, including torpedoes and cruise missiles. This gives them the ability to attack both ships and submarines. Now, Japan has been modernizing and expanding its submarine fleet in recent years. It's clear that they see submarines as a key part of their defense strategy. One of the ways that Japan has been modernizing its submarine fleet is by developing new and more capable submarines. For example, in 2017, Japan launched its first submarine that was designed to be even more difficult to detect. This submarine, called the Soryu class, is powered by an air-independent propulsion system. This means that it doesn't need to surface to recharge its batteries, making it even more difficult to detect. Another new Japanese submarine, the Hiroshima, has been equipped with a vertical launch cruise missile system. This allows the submarine to fire cruise missiles without having to surface or even submerge its weapon. The missiles are launched through a tube in the top of the submarine's sail. In addition to developing new submarines, Japan has also been increasing the number of submarines in its fleet. As I mentioned earlier, Japan currently has 16 submarines, but they plan on increasing this to 22. This will give them one of the largest submarine fleets in the world. Now, Japan's submarine fleet is not just about defense, it's also about projecting power. Japan wants to be able to project power throughout the region, not just defend its own territory. This is why Japan has been conducting joint exercises with other countries in the region. For example, in 2018, Japan conducted joint exercises with the United States, Australia, and India. These exercises involved a total of 24 submarines. This is a clear message to China that Japan is not going to be intimidated. Some critics argue that Japan's efforts to expand its submarine fleet are a sign of militarism. They worry that Japan is becoming too focused on military power. However, given the threat posed by China, it's understandable why Japan is taking this approach. China's military expansion in the region has been a major concern for Japan. China's growing assertiveness in the South China Sea has raised tensions in the region. Some fear that China's ultimate goal is to control the South China Sea. If this were to happen, it would have a major impact on Japan. Japan relies on the sea for trade and transportation. It also has a number of islands in the South China Sea that it would lose access to. That's why Japan has been working to improve its submarine capabilities. By improving its submarine fleet, Japan can better defend its territory and protect its interests in the region. It can also serve as a deterrent to China. If China makes any moves to control the South China Sea, Japan will be prepared to defend itself. In conclusion, Japan is not sinking a $900 million submarine. Instead, it is investing in a $900 million submarine. This is part of Japan's strategy to counter China's growing influence in the region. China has been expanding its military capabilities in the South China Sea, and Japan is responding by expanding and modernizing its own submarine fleet. Some critics argue that this is a sign of militarism, but given the threat posed by China, it's understandable why Japan is taking this approach. Japan wants to be able to defend itself and protect its interests in the region. It also wants to send a message to China that it will not be intimidated. By investing in a $900 million submarine, Japan is sending a clear message. It is a message that says, "We will not back down. We will stand up to you, and we will protect our interests. Only time will tell how China responds." Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more content.